Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today's day 31. Happy Halloween, everybody. Day 31 of the 31 Days of Horror. 31 movies, 31 days. We made it. No interruptions. I got lucky this year. This year just seemed to fly by. I say that every year, but it just seems like, man, October just comes and goes when I start doing the 31 days. I love doing it. I enjoy doing it. This year was more of a winger. Every year before this, I put together a list and gone through all my movies and said, okay, I'm going to do this one and do this one and And this year, I don't know. I kind of let the list lapse. The only thing that I knew for a fact is that there would be Italian Sundays. So going through the Italian movies, going, okay, we're doing this, and this. That was easy. Everything else was kind of like a fill-in. It's like, okay, I know I have movies. Let's see what I can pull out and put together, what do I have sitting around that I haven't watched? And so this year was fun. It was more by the seat of my pants. And today, today's another one. Last night, I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, what am I going to do for Halloween? What am I doing for day 31? Well, I went back to the DVR. That's right. Like I said before, I have tons of movies on there. I have horror movies, I have classic movies, I have science fiction movies. Everything is on there. So I'm just kind of like going through them and like, what do I want to watch? Well, there's the Kovac box. That sounds kind of interesting. What about Die Monster Die with Nick Adams and Boris Karloff? No. Well, the movie I decided on, I hope you enjoy it. But before we get into that, let's talk about, liking, subscribing, and sharing. Oh my! And when you do, and of course you got to comment. I always want to know what you have to say. And when you do subscribe, hit the bell. That way you'll be notified anytime I put something new up. Now, along with me, there are other people that have been doing this for a long time. And there are some people that are just doing it there are people that are doing it just to do it because it's just a blast. They are I Am the Ice Lord. The one and only MSJ, Brother Max, that's right. Tony Has Nine Fingers, Mood 616, Double Shot J, Nightmare Maven, Let's Talk About Movies, Retro Horror, and Random Horror. There's a lot of people doing it, so just Google it. And you'll find 31 days of. And some people say horror. Someone said, Tony Has Nine Fingers says 31 days hath October. That's his thing. So you need to find a way to put it in there. Now let's get to the movies. Or to the movie. The movie that I chose when I was going through the DVR was something I'd never seen, but I'd recorded not too long ago because, I'd never seen it. That's how that works. It is Benny Loves You. Benny Loves You is this twisted little... It's another one of the toys come to life type movies, kind of like in the ideas of Child's Play or I don't know, Small Soldiers, what else? We have Puppet Master, stuff like that. It's in that kind of vein. And in this one, there's Jack, and from the time Jack is like 10 years old, 9 or 10 years old, he has a best friend. His best friend is a plush, stuffed teddy bear named Benny. And Benny is his best friend. Well, he turns 35. He's working for a toy company called the Toy Box. His boss doesn't understand him. His co-worker, Richard, who is a total D-bag, doesn't understand him. And him and Richard are up for the same promotion. But he sees toys in a more classic way, you know, kind of like the plush Benny and stuff like, you know, like stuff like that. And Richard sees more of, hey, let's make a little dancing robot, you know, with electronics in it, and you know, and stuff like that. And Jack doesn't get the promotion. In fact, he gets fired because, well, his boss doesn't understand him. He goes home, cleans out his bedroom of all the toys he's ever had, including Benny, and puts them all in a rubbish bin. You know, what we would call a garbage bin. Because this is over in the UK. It causes Benny to come to life, and Benny's the only person, or the only thing that loves Jack. His parents died on his 35th birthday, so that's the only thing he has in his life. That anyone that comes within the idea of being liked or loved by Jack gets eliminated by Benny. This is a twisted little tale. It's a cool movie. It's got some pretty cool kills. You got a lot of blood in this movie, which really surprised me for being from the UK. I know that when it comes to the UK, that they're a lot more lenient when it comes to sex and nudity than they are when it comes to violence and blood. So I was really surprised on how gory this movie was. But, you know, it's a cool movie. Benny's a twist. He kind of looks like Elmo, and I think whoever created this movie, you know, kind of looked at the guy and goes, "Oh my God, that Elmo creature is so freaking annoying." You know, I know I'll make a movie about a killer Elmo type doll. You know, and that's what it was. There's a lot of really cool ideas. The only thing that kind of bugged me was whenever we saw Benny walk. Benny is a plush, and so he's got no knees and no ankles, and he's just sewed at the joints. And so when he would walk, you'd see his legs kind of flap like this. And I mean, the only way they could have did this is like with like some kind of harness strapped to the back of him, so they're carrying a stick like this or whatever. You can't see it. I mean, it's very well done, but it was just kind of like, I think it could have been done better. I don't know how. I'm not a technician. Maybe this is the best way that they could come up with it. Maybe they tried everything, and this was the best. It just was a little what's it? You know, uninspiring, I guess, is the way I want to put it. It's a good movie. Benny's a cool little, you know, demonic little creature. Because that's the thing. He's not possessed. It's like anytime a child outgrew their best friend and got tossed away, the little creatures would come to life and that type of thing. And I'm like, well, that's kind of a cool idea. I like that. That made this movie flies right by too, but it made the movie very enjoyable. Is it a great movie? No. Is it going to be a horror classic? I think this could be a horror classic, but I got a feeling it's going to be one of those lost horror classics in a way. It's like, I have a lot of people that say to me, like, I've never heard of this movie, I've never heard of it. And I got a feeling that if a lot of people were to find this movie and watch this movie, it could be a horror classic, but I got a feeling it's going to be one of those lost ones where they're like, oh, okay. You know, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 4. It's just that simple. I think it's an average. It doesn't... It's just an average horror movie, but it's a fun average horror movie. So, like I said, 2 out of 4 for me. On the Brother Mac scale, it's somewhere between 2.5 and 3 on his. I say watch it with friends. It's somewhere between watch it with friends and it's an average movie and doesn't, doesn't really push forward the horror genre. It's right in the middle there. So I say it's an average movie, doesn't push forward the movie genre, and watch with friends. I say you put them both together and you'd have like, watch with friends even though it's an average movie. That's where I'm putting it, at the 2.5. The 2.5 on the Brother Max scale. Because he does out of 5. I do out of 4. So that's the way that's going to go. I really don't have a whole lot more to say about this. I do love doing this every year. I love this. I want to say Happy Halloween. I want to say Happy Halloween to all the YouTubers that are into the horror genre, man. I mean, everyone out there doing it. I'm just going to I threw some shout outs earlier. Who else do we have? Just the people I'm trying to think of, well, what's his name? I just blanked on it. Oh my god, this is the part that sucks. Trying to do random shout outs. Yeah. What is his name? Walter Jonesing About Movies. Yes, that's the guy I was trying to think of. He has a really cool channel there. Like I said, I Am the Ice Lord has a cool channel. He does a lot of real independent underground stuff that half the time I've never heard of, and so check him out if you're really into, if that's your thing. Tony has 9 Fingers. He does movies all year round. He also co-hosts the Wicked Horror Show. I occasionally show up on there. It's an interview show they do every Tuesday. Brother Max is doing, he does the 31 days. He does stuff all year round, but he's really getting into more doing like live streams with other people, and that's really kind of cool. Nightmare Maven's doing her thing. Let's talk about movies. She reviews movies all year round. Who else? Retro horror. Just talks. I mean, this guy's like, he's a lot like myself, who's just an encyclopedia of knowledge, and he does everything. He likes every, whether it's European horror, Asian horror, American horror, old horror, classic, whatever you want to call it. He'll talk about everything. So check these people out, and check out just anyone that's doing the horror thing. As always, I am the 13th Wolfman, and I'm on the prowl.